Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Domino Hotshots, issue number 4 of 5. Unfortunately, only 5. But it looks like it will end with the next issue. I'm kind of happy it's going to end with the next issue because it looks like that's the only story that they have to tell in this. If they got more story, cool. But right now, I'm happy that they're telling a 5-issue story in just 5 issues instead of expanding it to 6 or something. This was a good issue. I like this. Let's get talking about who made this. We'll talk about it itself. This is Cold War, part 4 of 5. Gail Simone is the writer. David Baldeon and Michael Shelfer on pencils. Baldeon and Shelfer along with Craig Young on inks. On colors, Jim Cheryl. Okay. This is like a Greek name or something. I remember this and I'm messing it up. Sorry. Charalampidus. I did my best. VC's Clayton Cowles on letters. RB Silva and Diego Rodriguez on the cover, and the cover, the interior art, not the interior art, whatever, this front page thing, art by Rian Gonzalez, and it's beautiful, and I still want to see a freaking Domino and the Hot Shots TV series, animation. Okay, this comic book. This was a comic book about being Buddhist. No, I'm dead serious. That's what this was. I know everybody's got this impression of the fat Buddha. That's cute. That's not real. That's not what Buddha actually looked like. He fasted all the time. In real life, the Buddha was actually very skinny, but that Chinese happy Buddha thing where he's fat and holding up his fingers is like, it's supposed to represent something different. There's representation in their art. No, and this was about letting go. This is about recognizing when you're in over your head. This is about instead of taking the stress or trying to handle the stress that's about you, everything. It's about just letting it wash through you. Like what's the saying? Like water over rocks. You know what I'm saying? Just be the. Don't even try to be the river. Just be the bed. The water just washes over and you'll be okay. You'll come out nice and clean and squeaky. Domino has this infection about her, and it's part of the Celestials' infection. What do you call it? Outlaw has had it before her, so it's spread through her more, but their enemy has had it even longer. What they go through to make this work is pretty interesting. Kumiho. The white fox, the silver fox. This made me sad, but I guess somebody kind of had to go to make this more realistic, to make this seem more real. Somebody had to go. Somebody had to be booted off the team. The way that happened, it was sad, but she was also being really so. Even if the character is a little bit out of character, whatever. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know enough about the character. I know her, just don't know enough about her. So in this particular issue, she was very pretentious. She was kind of narcissistic, just too much with the whole, I am this and I am that multiple times. I'm the last of my kind. And you don't think Domino knows what that means? This felt like a book where you really understood that there was a life change happening with Domino. And I know there's a lot of people who don't like the way that she's written in this. They'd rather the olden ways where she had zero personality. Where she had the personality that everybody insults Brie Larson for having, in their opinion, in the movie, the Captain Marvel movie. That's the way that Domino was always presented before. She was just a killer and she didn't have any, real anything about her. She was the dangerous one who used to, run in and just kill some. Once you saw her show up, everybody was scared. Personally, it's just a matter of taste. This is the way that I like the character. And I'm telling you, with all the people in comic books that I've talked to, and I'm not talking about the latest guys. You talk to a Donny Cates, you talk to a Gail Simone and things like that. How long have they really been in comics for? They weren't in the Bronze Age. They weren't there in the Silver Age. They weren't even there in the Golden Age, And I've talked to people from all of the ages, as I'm sure many of them have also. But when you think about it, with like the Marvel characters, with the DC characters too, they're just really awesome toys up on a shelf, and suddenly you're allowed into the room as the writer, as the artist, whatever. They say, go ahead. you can play with these toys. So you take them down from the shelf and you beat them up and you do all these crazy things with them. But at the end of the day, at the end of your run, what do you have to do? You got to put them back. And you got to put them back looking just like they were before you took them. When you saw them on the shelf for the first time, they have to look like that again. With that being the case, this is a very different take on Domino. And I really like this take on her. She's so much more grown up. Yeah, she acts silly sometimes, but in this issue, she is the most self-aware person going. And Black Widow really, like if you need for someone else to explain how good a character is, just read everything that Black Widow says about Domino. It's solid, man. This is a really good issue. Really good issue. So I'm glad this wasn't the ones I had to skip this week, because Niagara Falls Comic-Con blew me out. But this was a good issue. Orisha is about to pass judgment. The Celestial. He's about to pass judgment now. He's got his hand out. You know what I'm saying? He's ready to the thumb. Can go either way, man. It's like the Eat It video from Weird Al Yankovic. You know what I'm saying? Go back and look that up. You'll understand. But I like this. Also, the end of the comic book. Now I have no idea what's going to happen next. No clue what's going to happen in the next issue, because the end of this issue looks bleak AF. And in a good way. Now we got to see who's really worthy. Now we're going to see if our world is going to live or die. I'm sure our world is going to live, because, it's Marvel. Got to put the toys back. But hey, who knows? Good issue. This is a very good issue. I hope that the trade does well. I don't know how well the individual floppies are, but I genuinely hope that the trades do well. Because right now, all that's left to decide is, does this end in a really good way? If not, crap. Everything we just went through is completely pointless. But this issue, the issues prior, really good. This was a fun, so far, really fun run. All right, we're going to finish up next issue. I'm finished right now. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.